Hello everyone, it's Shanna and I'm part of the creative crew for Cat Scrappiness, and today I'm working with the Simple Sentiments stamp and the Universal Simple Sentiments coordinating die. And I'm showing that right here. Before we get started with this, I also want to mention that there is a Valentine's edition of these sentiments as well. If you need sentiments, I'm telling you, this is the easiest way to crank out just all of the sentiments that you might need. This simple sentiment just contains just all kinds of sentiments, and this is the most simple way to stamp and die cut out a bunch of sentiments all at once. So I'm just peeling this off of its carrier sheet, and we're going to get it laid down on, I've got this just lilac or lavender colored paper, and I'm going to get these stamped down and then just kind of show you how quickly and easily you can stamp them, die cut them out, and have a ton of sentiments. So my paper didn't stick to my sticky mat there, so I was going to get it pressed back down, and I'm going to bring in, I have in mind, I'm going to do a purple card using some of our other products as well, so that's why I have chosen this lavender or lilac paper that I'm going to stamp my sentiments on. And I'm also going to bring in just a purple Distress Oxide ink and stamp them up or ink them up with that and then get them stamped down. So all of this is real time. I haven't sped it up just to kind of show you how easy it is to to work with this set. So I've got it inked up, and I've got my little press tool there, and I'm just going to press down on it. And I'm going to go ahead and give it another inking just to make sure that I have good full coverage. And I'm pointing out there are some marks on this stamp set. They look like little crosses, and they are there to help you line your die up when you get it ready to die cut it out. And I didn't put ink on those when I first stamped, so I wanted to make sure I got them covered, and I wanted to point that out to you. Now you can see those indicators there where you would line up your stencil. So it just makes it completely easy to stamp these down and then line them up. I'm just looking at each of my sentiments and seeing if I need to push in anywhere extra. And there were a couple spots, so I just pushed in so that they inked up well. And now I'm going to grab my my tool from Cat Scrappiness and just put it underneath and pull it off this sticky mat. That way I don't bow my paper or anything like that. So I've got them all stamped out. It took me 2 inkings to make a nice press, and that's because it's a brand new sentiment for me. I have the Valentine's sentiment, and I've used it, but I didn't have the simple sentiment for every day, and so I'm just got it, and I'm going to use it and show it to you. So I'm bringing in my die cutting machine, and I'm trying to make some room so I can get my die laid on top of my sentiments here so that I can get them die cut out. Okay, so I'm just going to get this die set down on my piece of paper here, and I had it upside down, so I'm just going to turn it around and make sure I've got it going in the right direction, and then get my marks there lined up so that I can just easily die cut this out. And I'm just checking it to make sure that all 4 of my little crosses are aligned as they should be. And I'm just trying to make sure I'm real precise because I want every one of these sentiments to just die cut out perfectly as they will. And now I'm going to grab some of my pixie tape and just tape it down because I want to make sure I don't accidentally shift it. And I think in taping it, I do shift it a little bit, and so I'll fix it. And I'm realizing that I've shifted it here. And so I'm going to get the top laid down, and then I'll lift it and I'll straighten it up because I just made it crooked on the bottom down there. But I just want to make sure that all of them just die cut out perfectly, just as the die is designed to do. So I'm going to get it lined up and use my tape to get it held down. Now we're good to go. So I'll just bring in my magic mat and get my cutting plates and my die cutting machine here. And we'll get it cut out. Now, like I said, this is all real time, just so you can see how simple and easy it is for this. And so we'll just run it through there. And I'm just going to run it through just one time, no back and forth or anything like that as necessary. And you can see the sentiments are already starting to pop out. I mean, it's just effortless. So I'll just pull it off my magic mat and try to get my sentiments off there. And my magic mat's a little bowed, so they're wanting to stick to it. And then I'll just pop these out. And see how easily they come out? My tape might be holding some of them in, but I'm just going to pull it away and get all my sentiments popped out. And then you just are left with this little strip of paper left after you get all of them popped out, and it's just fabulous. So I'm just kind of moving them around and looking at them and checking them all out. And then we're going to actually make a card with these, but I just wanted to, I really am highlighting the stamp and die set for you to see, and then we're going to make a card out of it. So what I'm doing now is bringing in my Cubert quilt background craft die and the Cubert quilt coordinating stencil. And I'm just showing you that. And what I did was I just took and made a panel out of that. And I actually cut it down. If you leave it full size, it's A2 size, and it will have a nice little stitch behind it. I've also got some scrap purple cardstock here that I have die cut out some of my Oopsie Daisy dies out of it. And I'm going to get it laid down on here. I'm just going to use it up. I like to make the most out of my craft materials. So I'm going to lay this down on my card base, and then I'm going to lay my Cubert quilt panel on top of it. And it'll cover up those two spots in which I die cut out of. Okay, and then I'm going to show you, this is the Oopsie Daisy stamp and die set that I used on my flowers that I'm going to add to my card. So I just wanted to show you that. And here are my flowers, and I've got them back 2 layers so that I've got a little bit of dimension to it. And I've just stamped those and colored them with my alcohol markers and my ink and just die cut them out. Now, I will tell you the Oopsie Daisy stamp and die set actually has a coordinating 3-piece 6x6 layering stencil that you could use with it, but I didn't use it today. I just stamped them, colored them, and then die cut them out. So now I'm just bringing in a white panel, and I'm going to get it laid down on the purple, and I'm going to offset this because I've got those 2 die cuts kind of close to that edge. I decided to offset it, and it's kind of a little bit different than what I normally do. Now, how I did this Cubert quilt panel was, first of all, I inked up my die and then ran it through my die cutting machine. So I got that nice dark line with that dark purple ink that I had. And then I just took a blending brush and used a couple of different colors of purple and just blended over it. So that's how I came up with the coloring that is on this. And then I'm going to use these 2 flowers and just make a little focal point there. And I also die cut out some of the leaves. And I'm going to lay my first one down flat and bring some glue in and get it laid down flat. And then I will pop up the other one so that I have a little bit of dimension on this card. And so we'll just bring in some foam tape, we'll get it popped up, and that will allow some room for me to tuck some leaves in so that I can just tuck them in wherever I want. So I've just got a foam square here, and I'm just going to pull the backer off and get it laid down on here, and then I'll tuck my leaves in. And we'll just tuck them in, one on each side. I think looks nice. Now, if you're into clean and simple, you know, you could do white with the Cubert quilt or whatever, but I wanted to kind of mess around with some ink and some blending, and so that's what I did. And so that's, this is more of a kind of a rustic card, or a, you know, ink blended card. Now, you could just use any of these sentiments with this card, and I'm just kind of showing you that you could do, thinking of you, or, happy birthday or happy belated birthday, or, just any of these. There's just tons of sentiments that you could use. But I'm going to put with heartfelt sympathy down on my card because I've noticed lately I've needed some sympathy cards, and I thought it'd be helpful to just make an extra sympathy card. So I'm going to choose with heartfelt sympathy, and I'm just still kind of looking at all of them, and I'll get it laid down on my card base, and we'll just make this a sympathy card. And so I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to just put some glue on it, and I'm just going to lay it flat and just keep it pretty flat, this card. So we'll just glue it up and get it laid down. And then Cat Scrappiness has the best enamel dots, shaker bits, embellishments. I mean, oh my gosh, they've got so many to choose from, and they are so fabulous. So I'm going to bring in my Purple Nights enamel dots, and I'm going to get them laid down on here. And then that'll pretty much finish off our card. So I've got my enamel, and I love this Purple Nights enamel dots. So you can see I've used a lot of them already. So, and I'm thinking, because I've kind of offset it, that I will just put them on that purple area on the card. And then I also took my white gel pen, and I put a stitched edge around this purple paper just to add some extra interest to the panel. Since I had that kind of offset, I thought it would look nice. And I was just cleaning up a little bit of sticky glue there as I'm laying it down. And so what I decided to do is I'm just going to put 2 on the top and then 1 on the bottom. So I will link all of the materials in the description box below, as well as in the product bar, and you can shop from the links either way you want. And I'm going to put more information about the simple sentiments in the description box so you can see what all's available. So I hope you like it. I had fun creating it, but I really wanted to just show you the sentiment stamp and die set, and how easy it is to just really crank out a bunch of sentiments. And then you can just, put them in a little bin, and you've got them ready whenever you need them. Of course, I did these in purple, but I have another project where I'm using purple, so I knew I would need these sentiments. And so, but you could certainly stamp them in white and black and just use them on anything. Now, I decided that I'm also going to put on the inside of this card the sentiment that says thinking of you. So on the outside, it'll say with heartfelt sympathy, and then on the inside, we'll say thinking of you. And then I can put my personal note on the inside. But I thought this card certainly calls for a couple of the sentiments, and so I'll just get it laid down on there. And then that will pretty much finish up our card. So I hope you like it. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day, and don't forget to shop Cat Scrappiness. Thank you. Bye-bye.